Welcome to this tutorial on completing the budget and cost sharing section of the Institutional Processing Form, or IPF, in the Cayuse SP platform. Much like the MSU routing form, the IPF budget section in Cayuse SP minimally requires that you enter high-level summary budget information to include only direct costs and indirect costs for the entire period of your project. However, it also allows you to create a detailed budget broken down by budget category. A detailed budget can be manually created or auto-filled directly from a Cayuse 424 proposal. Both budget types may also include cost sharing or matching, if applicable. In most cases, you will only need to include high-level summary information, so we will begin by demonstrating how to complete a summary budget. We do request that you auto-fill a detailed budget if you are submitting a Cayuse 424 proposal to grants.gov, as it provides significantly more information. To begin creating a summary budget, select Summary from the drop-down menu. Next, select 1 for number of budget periods. For reporting purposes, the current budget period in a summary budget should match the entire project period, as shown. You can use the convenient calendar to scroll through the years and select the start and end dates. In the free text field below, you are provided an opportunity to include comments about your budget that you feel will be helpful to OSP or your proposal approvers. Moving on. Select the indirect cost rate by clicking in the F&R8 box. If the indirect cost rate isn't listed, or for example, the sponsor requires an alternative rate, enter the sponsor-mandated indirect cost rate by manually entering in the alternative rate and clicking on the Change Rate button. To complete your summary budget, enter total direct costs for the entire project period. Uncheck the Use Calculated Values checkbox and enter in the total indirect costs for the entire project. With summary budget information complete, you may move on to the cost sharing section and the additional resources section described later in this video. Click the Save button when all sections of the budget are complete. Next, we will discuss how to create a paired detailed budget in Cayuse SP. You may manually create a detailed budget in Cayuse SP, but it is not required. To pair your Cayuse 424 budget with Cayuse SP, navigate to the General Information section of the IPF. There are 3 options at the bottom of the page. The first option allows you to create a new paired Cayuse 424 proposal. Clicking on the radio button will automatically take you into Cayuse 424, where you can begin to create your proposal. Instructions for creating a 424 proposal are located on OSP's Cayuse Research Suite website. You may also unpair a previously paired proposal. In this tutorial, however, we will demonstrate how to pair with a previously created Cayuse 424 proposal. To begin, click on the button labeled Pair to 424 Proposal. In the pop-up menu, you will select your Cayuse 424 proposal for pairing. You can sort this menu by clicking on any of the fields at the top of the menu. For example, Principal Investigator Name. Scrolling down the list, highlight your proposal from the menu and left-click on your mouse. You will now be taken back to the General Information page in Cayuse SP. Much of the information to include start and end dates is populated directly from 424. In the item list of the IPF, a new convenient link to your Cayuse 424 proposal is now included in the IPF item list. Also, the small orange icon at the top of the item list confirms your paired proposal. Next, move to the budget section of the IPF. From the drop-down menu, select Autofill. Scrolling down, you will see that your detailed budget is populated. If you wish to review your budget in greater detail, you can easily do so by clicking on the Cayuse 424 hyperlink from the IPF item list and navigating to the budget section in Cayuse 424. Next, we will move on to the cost sharing section. If you click No to this question, no further action is necessary. However, if you click Yes, 2 cost share sections will populate on your screen. The first, called Internal Cost Sharing, pertains to mandatory cost sharing by Montclair State University. The second, called Third-Party Cost Sharing, pertains to cost sharing committed by a party external to MSU. To begin, click on the Add Unit hyperlink. An Add Internal Cost Sharing box will now appear on your screen in a separate browser window. Select the unit or department committing to the university cost share. Enter in the period total or the total of cost share in the first budget period. Enter in the entire project total. Select the match type and commitment type. If you are unsure as to which type to select, please refer to the Office of Sponsored Programs Handbook located on OSP's website or contact your OSP pre-award officer. Note: instances of voluntary committed cost sharing are quite rare, however, this commitment type is available from the drop-down menu. The account type box is a free text field where you will indicate the subtype of cost share. For example, salaries and fringe or materials and supplies. Provide additional explanation by typing in the comments section below. State the reason cost share is being requested. For example, in some cases, cost sharing may be a mandatory requirement of the sponsor. Also type in the percentage or ratio of cost share required by the sponsor. Next, click on Update Unit. You will now see your cost share request included in the detailed budget in Cayuse SP. The process for third-party cost share is almost identical, with the exception that you will enter the organization committing to the cost share rather than the unit or department. If that organization is not listed, type and select Not Found in the search bar and notify your OSP pre-award officer. If changes are made to your budget in Cayuse 424 prior to routing, you can reconcile those changes in Cayuse SP by simply clicking the Re-autofill button. Note, however, that no changes can be made once the budget is routed for certification and approval. If changes are required, they must be made by your pre-award officer in OSP. To complete the budget section of the IPF, please indicate if you anticipate that you will require additional resources that were not included in your budget. Next, click the Save Budget button to save your budget. This concludes our tutorial on pairing a Cayuse 424 proposal in Cayuse SP and completing the budget section in the institutional processing form. Thank you for taking the time to view this video. If you have any questions, please contact OSP's email address at osp@montclair.com.